All right, how's it going? So, man, we had a bizarre, hilarious, uh, entertaining fight um, about an hour ago, maybe about less than an hour ago. Garcia Haney, you know, before the fight, I thought Garcia can win this fight by decision. I really did. I didn't make a video on it, but what I was thinking was Garcia's speed would play a huge factor if he used his speed and if he used the jab to fight consistently. As it turned out, the fight did not go like that. The way I thought Garcia could fight to win a decision, he didn't fight like that. He was very inconsistent. It was bizarre to watch. That thing where he was turning his back the whole fight. He would hurt Haney and then step back and let Haney recover. I mean, it was weird. It was frustrating. But then those frustrations, that turned into laughter later in the fight because it was just so funny. Garcia knocking Haney down and then celebrating like he's won, but the fight's not over. The moment we pointed to Haney's legs, telling his corner stop the fight, it was madness from Garcia. Very frustrating at the time because I wanted to see Haney knock Spark out. Haney's the most boring fighter in the history of the sport. I wanted to see him laid out cold. Haney's father, Bill Haney, piece of shit. Real piece of work that guy is. Haney's whole team, a lot of people were saying before the fight that Ryan Garcia is acting crazy and, he went off at the press conference and all that. But a lot of that is to do with when he's coming in contact with Haney. Haney's got a whole team around him, all these guys that are shouting at Ryan Garcia, including Haney's dad, acting like a schoolgirl. So Haney's whole team was acting like schoolgirls before this fight towards Garcia, yelling at him and all this. And Garcia responded by, acting the way he did. But yeah, Haney's whole team are just trash. I wanted to see him knock Spark out. So it was very, very, very frustrating that Garcia laid off him, because he could have knocked him out at any moment. Round one, he had him on wobbly legs. After the first knockdown, that first knockdown, Haney was down for about 8-9 seconds. He was badly hurt. How Garcia decided to just let Haney off there, I was yelling at the screen like, fucking finish this guy. What are you doing? I was frustrated. Yeah, Garcia, very frustrating fighter, because when I see this fight, I realize Garcia's only fighting at about 20% of what he could do. If he took this more serious, if he fought more consistently, if he used the jab, if he fought with a killer instinct, excuse me, if he fought with a killer instinct and really was serious about this, he would have blown Haney out of there in one round. He would have got him hurt in that first round and destroyed him. Garcia could be a lot greater fighter if he actually took the sport serious, really focused on the fundamentals, on a jab. he's a little bit like Roy Jones Jr. How Roy Jones Jr. Was a greater fighter than Garcia. I'm not comparing how great they are, but Roy Jones, he had that natural speed and agility and reaction time. Garcia has that same speed, reaction time, left hook, but he's less serious. And Roy Jones was, you know, not serious all the time either. He could have been even greater than he was, but but yeah, I just had to make a video on this because it was such a frustrating and hilarious fight. Bizarre, Ryan Garcia turning his back. The guy in Ryan Garcia's corner, if I was Derek James, I would have smacked that guy off the ring. The kid talking to Garcia between rounds. Well, Derek James is trying to get him focused. There's this little kid talking to Garcia on the side, and Garcia keep looking over to him, taking his advice. I would have smacked that kid out of the ring. But that just added to it. That just added to the entertainment. The weirdness of the whole thing. It was a strange fight to watch overall. But yeah, congratulations to Garcia. He got the job done. He did us all a favor, all us boxing fans a favor, by beating Haney tonight. Because, like I say, Haney, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but he's the most boring fighter in the history of the sport. There's not been a more boring fighter than Devin Haney. That's a fact. He's the most boring ever. So Garcia did us a huge favor tonight by beating Haney, taking that O, right? Because Haney and his father, they bang on about being undefeated. They bang on about being, the next Floyd Mayweather. And that came to a halt tonight. So good on Ryan Garcia for getting the job done and humbling those fools. So yeah, let me know what you thought of that fight. Crazy fight.